Welcome to the Dirttime channel. I'm Halcon.
I'm Dude McLean.
And here we are with another episode today with Dude's Knives. Dude, talk to us about knives.
Okay, a little preamble. That's show business talk. Alan has written articles, I've written articles, Christopher Nargis has written articles about how cheap you can do things to camp.
Right.
Any kind of utility knife. This is for being self-sufficient, we're being sold a bill of goods all the time. We're big marketing things. You have to have this knife, you have to have this, you have to have that, etc.
You know what I find? The more expensive the knife, the less I'm inclined to use it.
Oh, sure. I think that's human nature.
So
yeah.
I don't even know why
I have a knife sitting
bother.
over here. It's a $600 knife. I won't use it.
Why have it?
I'm going to sell it to John McCann.
He'll buy it.
I know. If he doesn't buy it, Paul Campbell will.
This is true. And if you put your signature on it.
Start a bidding war.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Paul Campbell, John McCann, start now bidding.
So what we're going to start with is a couple primitive examples of a cutting tool. Alan did an article on our forum about the rock is his perfect knife. And basically all this is what they call a discoidal blade. If I can say blade, I'll be okay. And you take a chunk of rock, not this kind, but it's an example, and you hit it with another rock, you chip off something, and many times you'll come up with something like this. You can skin an animal with this.
Oh, yeah?
It's the first cutting blade. It's the first knife,
well,
basically.
Well, let's back that up. Let me share why I said it's the perfect, rewind.
Right.
Why it's the perfect knife. Because you know what? I really personally am sick and tired of hearing this rhetoric about how this knife is better than that knife and you need that knife to contrast that knife and blah, 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 blah. Really? I like a Mora. It's a, $20 knife because I have the plastic handled one, the all around. It's what I use. It works perfect for my needs. And if there's something that I need to use beyond the ability of the knife, I'll figure out a way to get it done. I don't need some knife that's forged in the, in the hell's fire. I just don't need it.
King Arthur's blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's our local Excalibur.
I like it.
This is something that I cobbled together many years ago. And it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but this works. It will cut. And you have to be careful with any of these stone blades because they'll cut you in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
They are really, really sharp. A seashell is sharp enough to cut with. You can make them sharper by breaking them and serrating them. This is another rock. It's just kind of flint-napped in such a fashion it's kind of rough down here. But we could skin a fish with this. We could cut it open and get it done.
And we've done it.
We have done that. This is another blade. This is a knife, This is very sharp. This will work very well. This is a bone. I sat watching TV polishing this thing with a rock. Okay, so it's nice and shiny, but this is basically a stabbing instrument.
You want to know the irony in all of this, dude? We're talking about inexpensive knives. And if you go out and try to buy one of these, it's probably going to be several $100s.
The point is,
get the point?
That you don't have to buy this. You can make it yourself.
Right.
And if you come to one of our Dirttime events,
you'll learn.
People actually give you things.
Oh, you'll learn so much. You'll learn exactly how to make this stuff.
This is an old cane thing that I fooling around years ago that I made, and it's just something you can stab a critter with if you're close enough to get them, or even a fish, whatever you're after.
Right.
But those are free things. Those are certain skill items. These two knives are old butcher knives, because it's a skinning knife, and this is an older butcher knife. These both belong to my father. These are knives that he used as a woodsman all the time. He didn't see any more need for anything than this. That's all he wanted. He had a small folding knife and these two knives. That was it.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and dare I say, it seems that the more experience you get, the wiser you become, the more you realize you don't need all that high-tech fancy stuff.
That's right. And you can find these knives.
The old hickories.
This is not an old hickory, not this one. This one isn't marked. I don't
know
what it is. But you can find these knives in thrift stores and so on. They're all over the place. This is an old, what they would call a hunting knife or camp knife. And you can pick these up for $30, $40, $50. You can pick them up for $20. Depends on what they are. Charlie Ritchie's magazine, The Backwoodsman, You see knives like this, they're selling for $30. I can buy them at thrift stores for $2. If you can find them. These are all carbon steel, so they're good blades.
Carbon steel, huh?
This is another example. This is old hickory knife. This is still in the package. This is the paring knife. And
I can't do this today, folks. There it is.
Yeah, now catch your blanket on fire.
Oh yeah, I won't catch
So
fire.
this is the old hickory paring knife. You know, these things you pick up for a few bucks. These work in camp. You don't need a big, giant, wonderful blade to do all of this stuff. This is a leather-wrapped old hunting knife. This is a Western. Now these are collectible in great shape. This isn't in great shape. So if you were to find this at a gun show or online or something, you might be expected to pay $20 or $25 for this. This could last you the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
You don't need anything other than that. These are made by Cold Steel. And I don't think they actually make this anymore. It's the Hudson Bay knife. And these are great blades. And this is something that out of the Mountain Man era that they used. And they're both two different shapes, as you can see. But you can find these. This is called the Red River, which is a takeoff of the famous blade, the Green River knives. These are also made by Cold Steel. This one's been used quite a bit. This one's pretty pristine.
This is the Bushman, the Cold Steel Bushman, the mini Bushman and the standard Bushman.
Right. And so, as you may or may not know, you can put a pole through here and you can stab things with it. You don't throw these, okay, with a spear, like a spear. You don't do that. You use it to jab.
You don't throw it?
No, you shouldn't throw it.
Okay.
Yes. You can throw it if you want to. I'm not going to be there to stop you. This is also a knife that I use. And I just wrapped it, the handle in rawhide, and I've used this quite a bit over the years.
Now, dude, earlier I saw you shaving with this.
That's right.
It's turtle shell.
That's right. You have to do it slowly.
Okay.
Very slowly.
Okay. Would you want to demonstrate?
No, because I'm going to keep this thing I have hanging off my face. This breaks up the monotony of my face.
And it's pretty monotonous, let me
sure
tell.
As hell is.
Pretty monotonous.
Anyway, that's pretty much the idea that we're trying to get across is you do not have to spend a lot of money on blades. If you want to, that's fine. He has done it. I have done it. Almost everybody I know has done it at one time or another. And I have some wonderful blades that I use that are in the $200 range, say. Anything over $200, I probably won't use it. But you can outfit yourself and be very respectable with these kind of things as a real outdoorsman,
it's
a real
interesting.
woodsman,
It's interesting. When we were younger, we'd be just as happy with carrying one of these into the outdoor.
Oh, absolutely.
And later, like you said earlier, as we got older and we found out about this, the latest and greatest, all of a sudden we become slammed with all this marketing. And quite frankly, you don't need it. Again, going back to my blah, 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 blah.
And this is a blah also. These, a lot of people like them. A lot of people hate them. I'm kind of one way. It's too heavy as far as I'm concerned to carry. But you can buy these. Cold Steel has a replica, kind of a lightweight one. But I've seen these for $35.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do hold an edge pretty well. They do a job if you want it for that. But these are all inexpensive. These Cold Steel Bushman knives are a great knife.
Oh man, for the money, you cannot go wrong with this Cold Steel Bushman. It's all one piece. The handle's rolled here. I mean, this thing is awesome. Carbon steel, holds an edge, awesome. This is just a great all around knife.
Oh, I don't have it here, but in my pack, I always have a couple of these butcher type knives. They're easy to sharpen. They're easy to keep clean. You know, you haven't got a problem with them. So we have some examples of knives. There's many more inexpensive knives that will work fine. I
really am fond of these knives here.
Yes.
These are very cool knives.
The only thing I don't care for them is after you use them for a little while, I usually
they're easy to reshape.
Off a little
yeah,
bit.
they're easy to reshape, so that's always a good thing.
Right. So
anyway, there you have it. I'm Alan Halcon, Dude McLean, Dirttime.com.
Check your six.